Well, good morning. Welcome to Daily Videos with me, Pastor Michelle. Today is Tuesday, December 1st, and we are officially into December, which is crazy. So we are inching ever so closely to Christmas. And I hope everyone's doing okay. I know I'm excited. I thought I would share Christmas memories as we're in this month. Sorry, our dog is playing. So, one Christmas memory I have is one year for Christmas, my grandpa got me my first TV, and it was this black and white, no, it may have been color, but it was this 13-inch tube TV, and I remember it was like the last present I bought or opened, and I had opened all the other presents, and they had that one saved for last, and it was like hidden in this spot, and I just remember being very happy. It was my first TV. I think I was 13, and I was able to watch, my Lois and Clark and Dawson's Creek on that thing, and it went into my room. But anyway, yeah, I've been obsessed with TV ever since. And I was obsessed even before I had my own TV, let's be clear. But anyway, those are my random thoughts on this Tuesday morning. So let's start out with, let's hear this question. So the question of the day from here is, how do some Christians use their faith to oppose abortion while also supporting the death penalty or personal gun rights? So one person said, "You shall not kill is a simple command that Christians recognize, but how it affects our beliefs and behaviors can be complicated. There doesn't seem to be much logical consistency to the notion that life is important, so important that a fetus ought to be protected from the moment of conception, but anyone should have the right to bear arms, and crimes ought to be punishable by death. From a biblical perspective, Old Testament laws treat ending a pregnancy as much different than murder, and turn the other cheek doesn't seem compatible with most NRA slogans. Of course, we have seen so many questionable death penalty verdicts, particularly against poor or underrepresented racial ethnic communities, that any Christian ought to shudder at the thought. Even without judicial system bias, does the death penalty make sense in the light of love your enemies? Of course, this logic doesn't have as much to do with Christianity as it does with something closely related to Christianity, and that's patriarchy. The patriarchal model works when men make the decisions for women. The male will, in return, provide for and protect the female and her offspring. We have many rituals of patriarchy, and its logic often permeates our society, often without question. One of those is the father giving the bride away at a wedding. Pro-choice advocates want to take away the decision-making from men and give women the choice. If gun rights and the death penalty are taken away, then that lessens the ability for a man to protect his family. In both situations, patriarchy would be endangered. So that's a really, how do some Christians use their faith to oppose abortion while supporting death penalty? I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff to just unpack in that question. And for me, oh man, I don't like abortion, I'll be honest, but I do believe in a woman's right to choose. And I'll just say that. So anyway, and it's ironic that many times those people that are pro-life are the farthest thing from pro-life as it can be sometimes, because sometimes people can be so, on board with protecting a child that hasn't been born, and yet they don't protect and they don't fight for the rights of kids who don't have rights right now, who are very much alive and present. We have kids in cages, we have refugees. I mean, those are things that we should fight for as well if you claim to be pro-life. We have people that go to bed hungry. I mean, how are we going to change the system? How are we going to change the world? Being pro-life, I think, should carry a different connotation. I don't know. That's just my opinion. So let's hear God's love note. And first, a reading from Nehemiah. In the days of Jerubbaal and the days of Nehemiah, all Israel gave the daily portions for the singers and gatekeepers. They set apart that which was for the Levites, and the Levites set apart that which was for the descendants of Aaron. How does your community, God's love note, how does your community divide up its resources? What would reflect my priorities and my values? How much would go to the poor? How much would go to those providing spiritual care for you and creating worship experiences that connect you to the divine? How much would go to those in need? How much would stay in your community? And how much would go to those outside? Use today's text to reflect on what a moral budget for your faith community would look like if it were to reflect my desires for you as a community. So my friends, let's catch it up with catching fire, shall we? For a while, we just stand there in silence, delaying the inevitable. Then, hey, Mitch says it. I guess this is where we say our goodbyes as well. Any last words of advice, Peeta asks. Stay alive, Hey Mitch says. That's almost an old joke with us now. He gives us each a quick embrace, and I can tell it's all he can stand. Go to bed. You need your rest. I know I should say a whole bunch of things to Hey Mitch, but I can't think of anything he doesn't already know. And my throat's so tight I doubt anything would come out. So once again I let Peeta speak. You take care, Hey Mitch. We cross the room, but in the doorway, Hey Mitch's voice stops us. Katniss, when you're in the arena, he's scowling in a way that makes me sure I've already disappointed him. What? You just remember who the enemy is. That's all. Now go on, get out of here. We walk down the hallway. Peeta wants to stop by his room to shower off the makeup and meet me in a few minutes, but I won't let him. I'm certain that if a door shuts between us, it will lock and I'll have to spend the night without him. Besides, I have a shower in my room. I refuse to let go of his hand. Do we sleep? I don't know. We spend the night holding each other in some halfway land between dreams and waking, not talking, both afraid to disturb the other in the hope that we'll be able to store up a few precious moments of rest. Sina and Portia arrive with the dawn, and I know Peeta will have to go. Tributes enter the arena alone. He gives me a light kiss. See you soon. See you soon. Sina, who will help dress me for the games, accompanies me to the roof. I'm about to mount the ladder to the hovercraft when I remember. I didn't say goodbye to Portia. I'll tell her, says Sina. The electric current freezes me in place on the ladder until the doctor injects the tracker into my left forearm. Now they will always be able to locate me in the arena. The hovercraft takes off and I look out the windows until they black out. Sina keeps pressing me to eat, and when that fails to drink, I manage to keep sipping water, thinking of the days of dehydration that almost killed me last year, and thinking of how I will need my strength to keep Peeta alive. When we reach the launch room at the arena, I shower. Sina braids my hair down my back and helps me dress over simple undergarments. This year's tribute outfit is a fitted blue jumpsuit made of very sheer material that zippers up the front, a 6-inch wide padded belt covered in shiny purple plastic, a pair of nylon shoes with rubber soles. What do you think? I asked, holding the fabric out for Sina to examine. So we're going to stop there and end with prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. And God continue to be with us. Prayers for all of you, and blessings. I pray you're all doing okay in the midst of these days. God bless you.